Young Double C. LOUD. Sean McLeod, the realest. We'll have a little talk with Uncle Sean, man, give y'all some advice out here. When it comes to dating and relationships, when you have a kid, I myself have been in 2 serious relationships. My firstborn, my oldest, was now 24, who I actually got custody of when he was 9 months old and pretty much raised him. And the mistake I made with his mother was, when she, did her little crazy postpartum stuff and wasn't in her child life, I rushed and got into another relationship right after that, just basically trying to reconvene and reconnect my family unit, put it back together. But I didn't do the proper vetting, and I ended up, honestly, in the same situation, comparably, or, could even say even worse. But, blessing came out of that. I had my second son. And, as you can see, we making it do what it do. But what I want to talk to you all about on this video is the certain kind of men that you deal with, you know what I mean? Especially for you ladies, take heed. A lot of y'all end up single mothers. And y'all feel like being bash single mothers, but it's not really that we bashing you for being a single mom, because it is your fault, but, depending on circumstances, it could not be your fault. But the reason why a lot of us do feel it is your fault is because you guys do not do the proper vetting system before you lay down and have a baby with a man. Now, yeah, some dudes, can fool you, can be little slick, little tricksters, whatever, but that's not the case in most situations. Most of these dudes were busters long before you had a child with them, but you fell for the bullshit, and that's why you ended up in the situation that you're in. Now, see, the thing about a man like me, regardless of the relationship with the female, I'm going to be a father, regardless. That's my first priority. Even now, outside of both of those relationships, when it comes to dating, my child comes first. So it's hard sometimes to date. Now, y'all women, y'all will put y'all child to the side, for mama gotta have a life too, but all that type of bullshit. But as a man, as a father, I know the importance of being in my child's life, day in and day out. Teaching him the life lessons that a man needs to learn, you know what I mean? Women can't do that. So when we say women can't raise a man, you can't. Yeah, you can raise him, you can feed him, you can clothe him, you can house him, but you can't raise him, you can't teach him the things he needs to know as a man. Only other men can do that. And you either learn those things from your father, you learn them from your uncles, or you learn them from the streets, from the OGs and the cats you run into out in the street, which is a lot of times not what you really want. But yeah, that being said, man, you just got to be careful of the type of man you deal with and the type of man that you ultimately have kids with, man. Because I see a lot of struggling women out here that are mad and that are bitter. But again, it just comes down to the decisions that you make. And a lot of y'all are still making the same decisions. Once you're in that position, you are not in a position of power anymore. Because, to be honest, not too many men want to walk into a ready-made family or a ready-made situation, especially with a woman that's difficult. Like, we're just not going to do that. Not anybody that has any bearings about themselves has any business about themselves. Just not going to do it. Now, if you are a type of woman that is accommodating, that is nurturing, and that has learned from her mistakes and wants to treat her man like a king, then yes. But I say any man that goes through any problems with a woman with kids that aren't his kids, you're an idiot. You're a simp and you're an idiot, because there's no way. Now, like I was saying, yeah, you're an idiot, because it's no benefit to the man. Like, you know what I mean? It's no benefit. Like, of course, women are going to say, well, no, that doesn't make him an idiot. It doesn't make him a simp. But yeah, it kind of does, because you weren't his first choice, because if you were, then he would be the child's father. So he's either some dude that came along or some dude that was hanging around in the shadows that wasn't good enough to be with. But now that you're in the predicament that you're in, now he's good enough to be with because he wants to help her, because he wants to step up for the responsibility that the last dude left. So yeah, it doesn't make sense at all. Again, unless you have a good woman. Now, if you find a single mother that made a mistake, she may have been out there a little bit, but she can learn, and she's trying to do the right thing, and she treats you like a king, then yes, it makes perfect sense because, you know, you're adding value, she's adding value to your life. But if she's disrespecting you, cheating on you, the kids don't like you, the kids disrespect you, the kids talk crazy to you, oh, you ain't my daddy, you can't tell me what to do, then what the fuck benefit of that is it to the man that's coming into the situation to take care of mouths to feed that ain't his, that he didn't make or he didn't create? There is no benefit to that. And y'all can't get mad that a lot of dudes are like opting not to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Again, you gotta know where your bargaining chips are on the table, you know, as a man and as a woman, and vice versa. Men, I have kids. I'm not walking into no relationship asking a woman to be a mother to my kids. I'm not. If I'm dating you, I'm dating you. Got nothing to do with you. He got a mama. I ain't got nothing to do with you. He ain't got nothing to do with you. Same thing actually with my first son. When I first got with my second baby mom, I didn't ask her to step up to be a mother. She decided to. Didn't do the best job in the world, but that was a decision she made. It wasn't nothing that I forced on her or said that, oh, it was a deal breaker, like how a lot of women do. Like, oh, it's a deal breaker. You know, my kids, it's a package deal. Nah, it's really not. It's really not, because those aren't my kids. You know, I can date you, but that doesn't mean I really have to deal with your kids like that. That's between you and their father, you know. But if I do decide to step up, you're not gonna disrespect me, talk to me crazy, tell me I can't discipline the kids and all that. No, then why the fuck would I do it? It makes no sense. So know where you are in life, know your position in life, and, you know, play the best cards that you were dealt. That is my best advice to you. And as men, yeah, man, be careful who you have kids with, you know, because a lot of kids are the product of just lust and irresponsibility. You know, we live in 2023, there's so many ways not to have a kid. You know, so many contraceptives, so many ways of safe sex where you don't have to have babies. And a lot of kids are the product of a man being irresponsible. Ooh, baby, I like you raw, old dirty bastard style. Then when the baby pop up, and they be like, man, I don't even like this shit like that. Not to be sitting here going through this bullshit, raising no family. And then he out. And now there's a beautiful, innocent child that's left in the balance of that. You know what I mean? Which is not fair to them because they didn't ask to be here. You know, so as the mother, you should have been more responsible. Hey, man, put on a condom, strap up. And as a man, you should have been responsible to where, like, yeah, you know, I ain't just gonna be raw dogging this, bro, because I know I don't see no life and no future with her like that if a child was to come up. You know what I mean? So it's both parties' fault. It ain't not one, ain't the man ain't that blame, the woman ain't that blame by herself. I mean, it's more to blame with the woman because it's your body. You're the one that got to carry the baby. So you should be protecting yourself. My body, my choice, right? But, you know, accountability is kryptonite to a lot of y'all, so we gonna leave that there. But yeah, you know, we all have to be mindful of the decisions we make, and we gonna reap the consequences of those decisions. And you can't be mad or you can't be bitter about any of it. You just gotta roll with the punches, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and keep on trucking. That's all you can do. So again, with me in my stage of life, man, I'm not too worried about dating. My oldest son, you know, raised him, he grown, got my youngest, getting them through school now. So it's like, again, I would never put myself in that capacity again unless I am honored and cherished like the king that I am. Because I know the value that I bring to the table as a man. You know, chicks here try to downplay your value on social media, talk this and third, you know, talk bad, talk down on you because they don't like your opinions, they don't like your perspective. But at the end of the day, where's your child's father? I don't see him. I see you with your kids all the time. I go to the basketball games, I'm with my little man. I'm practicing his jump shot. I'm practicing, you know, learning him how to protect himself. Where's your kid's father? No, you're putting them in programs and you're paying mentors and shit like that. So you can never talk down on me because if you knew what a good man was, then you would have made a child with one, but you didn't. So you can never focus on you being a good woman. Don't focus on what kind of man I am, because I'm handling my biz over here. You know, I may not have been the best boyfriend, I may not have been the best husband, but I'm a damn good father, and I'm a stand-up man. And no woman alive could ever make me feel no kind of way about myself when I look in the mirror, because I know who I am as a man, especially when her situation's fucked up and been fucked up and still fucked up. You know what I mean? So again, what they say, you gotta pull the log out your own eye before you pull the log out of somebody else's. And that's a lot of people's problems. So again, it's tricky, you know, navigating these dating waters out here, so to speak. But I think once you're real with yourself and you're realistic with yourself and your expectations and your current situation, then you can do a lot better. You can do a lot better. Just got to get rid of the delusion part of it. You know what I mean? You don't have all the options you think you have. A lot of men just want to smash and pass and pump and dump. They not studying you. They not finna step up. They not finna do none of that shit. They'll Derek Jackson you. They'll lie and play the role and say all sweet nothings till they get what they want. But once you start getting on their nerves, or once the novelty wears off, them dudes is out, pew, like a cheetah. They gone. And then you left holding the bag, going on to the next dude. I see it all the time. I see chicks on my timeline every other month. You got a new boyfriend. Or I see chicks that was struggling, but then, they came into some money. Now all of a sudden they got a man or they got a husband. But when you were struggling with all your kids by yourself, what was this nigga then? But now that you came up, got yourself together, now he can be with you, now he can marry you. Shit's hilarious to me because it's like no matter how much truth people put out there, some of y'all are just content and comfortable with being dumb. And that's why you go through, you don't do the self-work, you don't do the shadow work, and you don't learn from your mistakes, and that's why you keep making them over and over and over again. But that's it, man. It's MCCLOUD. You know what I mean? Shit, Uncle McLeod, man. Uncle Sean, giving y'all little words of wisdom, dropping some jewels. Y'all stay tuned to the CTN podcast. Cancel these nuts. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you like the message. And we out, man. About to, go get us something to eat, man. Till the next time. West side is the best side. You dig? Thug life forever. One.
What you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The camera's here and the microphones, and they wanna know. Yeah, a fresh, cool young Lou, trying to cash his microphone check 212. Wanna believe my own hype, but it's too untrue. The world brought me to my knees. What have you brung you? Did you improve?